Greetings, and welcome back to the Horror, Metal, and Comics channel. I'm Hellhound, and hope everybody's having a happy St. Patrick's Day. Earlier, for the occasion, I reviewed the 1993 horror comedy film Leprechaun, so check that out if you want. And I figured I had time to go and make another video, and since I'm still on a superhero kick, I was originally going to do The Flash. I was going to look at my collection of comics and whatnot featuring the superhero The Flash. But since it's still St. Patrick's Day, I figured probably more appropriate to do Green Lantern instead, because Green Lantern, St. Patrick's Day, green, yeah, kind of a forced connection. So, but what can you do? Yeah, I'll do The Flash next time. But for now, we're gonna look at my Green Lantern collection. We previously looked at my collections of Batman and Superman, and those videos are split into 5 parts. This one I'm going to try to do all in one video. I'm going to look at comics, books, cartoons, animated movies, and live action. I'm going to try to fit it all into the same video. If it ends up being too long, I'll split it up into 2 parts, but, well, here goes none. Alright, so Hellhound's Green Lantern collection. I don't have quite as much Green Lantern stuff as I do Batman and Superman, but yeah, let's start with comics. We're going to look at comics, then, graphic novels, trade paperback collections, all that. Then we're going to look at cartoons, animated movies, and then finally live action, just like we did with Batman and Superman. Check those videos out for more info. Alright, so yeah, so comics first. Alright, so I'm going to go look at every single comic I have that has a Green Lantern character in it. But yeah, mostly just the main series and stuff. So yeah, there was the original Golden Age Green Lantern, Alan Scott, who was much different from the later Silver Age incarnation, Hal Jordan, who was part of the Green Lantern Corps, which also later had Guy Gardner and John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Jessica Cruz, all of them. Yeah, they're an intergalactic police force that fight deadly threats all throughout the galaxy. So alright, so yeah, here we have Green Lantern issue 93. Yeah, part of the Silver Age, the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. My favorite Green Lantern character, actually. Yeah, of course, Hal Jordan. So yeah, this is issue 93. Yeah, Green Lantern and Green Arrow. Green Lantern is also in a lot of Silver Age Flash comics and Bronze Age. Yeah, it's like a 2-parter. There'll be a Flash comic and a Green Lantern in one. But we're going to look at those when we get to my Flash collection, which will be the next superhero collection video, like I said. Alright, so yeah, here's Green Lantern issue 93. Here's Green Lantern issue 103. Yeah, Green Lantern and Green Arrow. Yeah, so it's kind of like those Flash comics of Flash and Green Lantern. This is Green Lantern and Green Arrow. So how appropriate for St. Patrick's Day. 2 superheroes of green in their name. Yeah, watch out for those leprechauns, by the way. Alright, so yeah, here we have Green Lantern issue 124, featuring his arch nemesis, Sinestro, who's probably my favorite Green Lantern villain. He used to be part of the Green Lantern Corps, and they turned evil and formed his own sinister corps, mostly using the fear, his yellow ring, whereas Green Lanterns use willpower bestowed upon them by the Guardians of Oa, who are the ones who give them their powers. Sinestro uses fear, his yellow ring. Alright, then we have Green Lantern issue 128 with Hector Hammond, who's another great Green Lantern villain. Kind of similar to the leader, who's, the Incredible Hulk's arch nemesis. Then we have issue 134. Yeah, sorry this is kind of boring, just looking through each issue, but, I talk about them more, but I don't want this video to be too long, since I'm looking at all my Green Lantern stuff, or most of it anyway. Yeah, this got, Adam Strange. Issue 137, also with Adam Strange. Issue 139. '47. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I just got to keep forcing that in there. Yeah, 155, which with the Green Lantern oath on the cover. Yeah, brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. Here's issue 157, also featuring Hector Hammond. Issue 183 with John Stewart, who's my second favorite Green Lantern character of the human Green Lanterns from Earth, because also like Kilowog and Tomari and all them. But yeah, out of the humans, yeah, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are my favorites. Yeah, someday I plan to get Jon Stewart's first appearance. Yeah, that'd be great. Alright, here's issue 191. Yeah, Hal Jordan went just through some weird things. He was, like, possessed by Parallax, and, like, he killed Sinestro, then he, like, climbed into the actual Green Lantern power battery, which is, you know, what gives them their powers. Yeah, this thing, pretty much. Everybody, each Green Lantern member has one, but then this is also the huge one, you know, on Oa. Alright, yeah, here's issue 193, also with, yeah, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Yeah, my two favorite Green Lantern members from Earth. Oh, I've got two of those, yeah. So I've got two, yeah, the direct edition and the newsstand edition, looks like. Yeah, 193. Then there was, after the Green Lantern series was completed, it became known as the Green Lantern Corps. We looked at all the members kind of teaming up, and here's Green Lantern Corps issue 87. I think it took over the same, or no, I'm sorry, yeah, it took over the same number. This is actually 218, sorry. 87 is November. 87 is the year it came out. Yeah, this is issue 218. It took over the numbering system from the previous series, Green Lantern. Yeah, Green Lantern Corps 219. Here's Kilowog. What are you doing, Poozes? And Jon Stewart, of course. There's 223 with several of the alien members of the Green Lantern Corps and one of the Guardians of Oa. And yeah, I guess Sinestro is in this one. Yeah, Green Lantern Corps, issue 223. Then we have, I guess, Green Lantern Volume 2, or 3. Yeah, because I guess Volume 1 was the Alan Scott Green Lantern from the Golden Age. Yeah, so this is issue 41. I don't have the Emerald Dawn individual issues yet. My buddy who owns the comic book store I used to work at is holding most of them for me. He's got them all for sale. When I get paid again, I'm going to go pick them up. I probably should have done that before. Yeah, I probably should have waited to film this video after I got those Emerald Dawn issues, which is pretty much... It was a 6-issue limited series, Emerald Dawn. Then there's Emerald Dawn 2, which is another 6-issue limited series. Very good, but I can read them anytime I want because I have a trade paperback collected edition. We'll just look at it in a minute. But I'll have the individual issues soon, too, and maybe I'll show them in a later video. Alright, so yeah, here's Green Lantern, issue 41. Yeah, I guess this is volume 3. Then here's 43. Yeah, it got a little convoluted there in the 90s, you know, like I said. Especially the Hal Jordan character. He went through a lot of weird stuff. Here's issue 58. 59. I think that's Kyle Rayner. Yeah. Kyle Rayner. 71. Also with Kyle Rayner. And the bat signal in the background. I guess he's in Gotham. Issue 80, also with Kyle Rayner. Alright, and that's pretty much it for my solo Green Lantern comics. Then, of course, he was part of the Justice League, but I'm not going to dig out my Justice League comics this time. We already looked at them in my Batman and Superman collection videos, so for more info to see those videos. I'm going to make a Justice League collection video at some point, too, so don't look at them yet again. So for this video, I'm just not going to dig them out. Just know that I have a bunch of Justice League, and Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and later Jon Stewart are in it. Alright, so he's also Brave and the Bold, teaming with Batman in issues 134. Batman and Green Lantern, yeah. 155. Guardians of Oa. And 174. Green Lantern's power, of course, is the ring that he charges. He charges up with his Green Lantern. Can pretty much generate any an energy beam and take the form of pretty much any object that he can think of, and it's made up of his willpower. So he can pretty much generate any object out of nothingness just from the energy in his ring. All right, then DC Comics Presents issue 6 saw Superman and Green Lantern teaming up. And, yeah, like I said, he was also a huge part of the Justice League, but I'm not going to dig all those out. All right, so that's it for comics. Now we're going to look at books. Graphic novels, trade paperback, collected editions, all that stuff. So we have Green Lantern Chronicles, Volume 1 and 2. Yeah, these are all the, every Green Lantern appearance in chronological order, starting with his, the Hal Jordan, the Silver Age Green Lantern. Starting with his first appearance in Showcase, issue 22. The Flash also got his start in Showcase. Yeah, there's a bunch of early Green Lantern stories. Yeah, Hal Jordan's origin, how a dying alien named Abin Sur fell to Earth, and the Ring claimed Hal Jordan as its new, newest member of the Corps. And it shows him. He's the chosen one to become the newest member and become a hero. Member of the intergalactic police force known as the Green Lantern Corps. So yeah, this has got a bunch of early Silver Age Green Lantern stories. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, there's the Guardians of Oa, the ones who give the Green Lantern his powers. Yeah. There's the Battery. It's Hal Jordan who first became the Green Lantern. Yeah, this trade paperback collection includes Showcase number 22, 23, 24, then Green Lantern Volume 2, I guess, issue 1, 2, 3, and I guess that's it. Yeah, some pretty good stories in here. Green Lantern, and then here's, of course, Volume 2. Yep. I like the Green Lantern comics. It's a lot more sci-fi oriented than some of the other superhero stuff, and some of it does kind of feel kind of like Star Trek or Star Wars or something like that, which is really cool, of course. Yeah, here's Green Lantern's issues 4 through 9. So, some more early issues. And yeah, Green Lantern issue 7. Yeah, Green Lantern issue 7 was the first appearance of Sinestro, his arch enemy. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he used to be a Green Lantern himself before he turned evil. And now he quickly becomes Hal Jordan's main nemesis. So yeah, pretty cool to read some of these early stories. They're all pretty good. Some great Silver Age stuff. Yep, Green Lantern Chronicles, volumes 1 and 2. Definitely worth reading if you're a fan. Alright, then here's Green Lantern, a celebration of 75 years. This is really cool because it has a lot of the best Green Lantern stories. It has All-American Comics issue 16, which is the first appearance of the Alan Scott Green Lantern of the Golden Age, and then a few more of his earlier stories. And then it has, of course, Showcase issue 22, the first appearance of Hal Jordan, which we looked at. Then there's the first appearance of Sinestro. There's the first appearance of Star Sapphire, another villain who's basically Carol Ferris, Hal Jordan's love interest, who becomes a villain and becomes evil without even knowing it. And of course, there's the first appearance of Guy Gardner, the first appearance of John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, all kinds of great Green Lantern stories. Yeah, there's the Alan Scott Green Lantern from the Golden Age. Then, all kinds of great, there's the first appearance of Sinestro again. All kinds of great stories in here. Yeah, there's Tomar Ree. He's another legendary member of the Corps that we see when Sinestro first got his yellow ring. There's a few where Hal Jordan teams up with Alan Scott, which is kind of cool, just like Barry Allen Flash did with the Jay Garrick Flash. Yeah, there's the first appearance of Guy Gardner I was just looking at. Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. And here's the first appearance of John Stewart. There's the John Stewart Green Lantern. He's really cool. He's a badass. He's, like I said, he's my second favorite of the human Green Lanterns, next to Hal Jordan, of course. Yeah, it's really funny how he refuses to wear a mask. There's a pretty cool story where Green Lantern teams up with Green Arrow. Yeah. there's where John Stewart first gains his power, first gets his ring, his power ring. Yeah, lots of great sci-fi epics in here. Lots of great superhero stories. Yeah, there's Kyle Rayner. There's Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner kind of became more of a brash, cocky, wise guy who frequently lost the power ring when he was deemed unworthy, but he still stayed a superhero. Yeah, there's the Guardians again. And yeah, there's a lot of more newer Green Lantern stories in here. But yeah, it's a really good book to have. It's definitely a must-read, I would say, for Green Lantern fans. This has a lot of Green Lantern goodness from different eras. You get to see a lot of different iterations of the character, which is cool. Oh yeah, good stuff. Celebration of 75 years, Green Lantern. Highly recommended. Alright, then we have Green Lantern, Hal Jordan Volume 1. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, the Emerald Dawn, Emerald Dawn and Emerald Dawn 2, the 6-issue limited series. Yeah, so there's 12 comics in this. Yeah, Emerald Dawn 1 and 2. Yeah, it came out in the late 80s. This is some of my favorite these are some of my favorite Green Lantern stories. Yeah, it retells the origin story. Yeah, Abin Sur crashes to Earth. You know, it's got Carol Ferris as love interest. Yeah, Hal Jordan first gets the ring from dying Abin Sur. Yeah, first gets the ring. First becomes the Green Lantern, and gets the power battery and all that stuff. But it just kind of shows. It also tells the origin story of Sinestro, how he used to be a Green Lantern, but turned out to be kind of crooked and corrupt, and the ring was taken from him, and he became a villain. Yeah, there's Tomari. Yeah, Kilowog's in it. Yeah, really, really great read. I highly recommend these. Yeah, there's Kilowog. Yeah, great stuff. We see, Sinestro being a dictator, and why he became such a villain. And Guy Gardner's in it too, as like a lawyer, and he's kind of a different kind of character that he would later be. I like seeing Hal Jordan. I like seeing Sinestro being kind of a mentor to Hal Jordan. Taking him under his wing as his apprentice. It's kind of interesting. And having shown how they have different ideologies about how to go about things. And yeah, there's the Guardians of Oa, of course. They're a huge part of it. Yeah, Emerald Dawn 1 and 2. Great stuff. And it's all collected in this Green Lantern Hal Jordan Volume 1, which I highly recommend. Then we have Flash and Green Lantern, The Brave and the Bold. These are 6 or 7 stories featuring the Barry Allen Flash teamed up with the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. These are really cool. It's like different stories. There's one where they team up with the Alan Scott Green Lantern and the Jay Garrick Flash. This is pretty cool. They fight the villains. Yeah, the Guardians are in it. Because Barry Allen and Hal Jordan were like best friends. They always were. Yeah, Wally West. The Flash's sidekick, who would later become the Flash, is in it as well. Yeah, all kinds of different stories from different periods. Yeah, there's the one where they team up with their Golden Age counterparts, like I said, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, here's one where Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, thinks that the police system is way too corrupt and stuff. Yeah, very, very well written. Yeah, Mark Waid and all them did a great job. Yeah, very well written, very good storylines. Really cool. I was wondering if Wally West becomes a Green Lantern. He kind of becomes a Hal Jordan sidekick, which is interesting. Yeah, lots of great stuff. Yeah, there's Captain Cold, one of the Flash's main villains. Yeah, really, really good. Yeah, there's Sinestro, of course. Yeah, I highly recommend this. Flash and Green Lantern, Brave and the Bold. And this collects all issues. Then there's Green Lantern, the Jeff Johns run, Hal Jordan Returns. This is book 1. Jeff Johns, I kind of consider the modern writer for DC. Yeah, a lot of the best modern day DC stories are written by him, and this is another great one. It's no exception. It's got plenty of Green Lantern characters. Yeah, of course, there's Hal Jordan. Yeah, I believe Kyle Rayner and all them are in it. Yeah, John Stewart. Yeah, there's let's see. Yeah, there's Guy Gardner, John Stewart, Tomari, Kilowog. Yeah, all the members of the Green Lantern Corps all teaming up to fight Parallax. Yeah, really cool stuff. Yeah, the Justice League makes a few appearances. Yeah, really, really great read. Highly recommended. Then we have the Sinestro Corps War, Volumes 1 and 2. I think this is some of Jeff Johns' best work. Yeah, this is where Sinestro assembles his team of the, basically the Yellow Lanterns. It's the Sinestro Corps, yeah, including members like Cyborg Superman and several other deadly enemies from throughout the galaxy. You know, we see all the Earth Green Lanterns teaming up, yeah. Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, all of them. Yeah, of course, Kilowog and Tomari and Salak and all of them. Yeah, really, really good reads. Yeah, absolutely love these. I thought they're really, really well done. Like I said, yeah, this is some of Jeff Johns' best work. Highly recommended. Green Lantern and the Sinestro Corps War. Definitely a must-read if you're a fan of Green Lantern. This is just chock full of great sci-fi goodness. Yeah, very adventurous. Then we have another Jeff Johns Green Lantern work, Green Lantern Volume 1, Sinestro, which is part of the New 52. This is pretty interesting because we even see Sinestro being granted a power ring once again by the Guardians of Oa, and after all the horrible things he's done, but they see that he actually does get things done, and so he becomes a Green Lantern once more, kind of reluctantly, and then Hal Jordan's forced to work with him, and Hal Jordan's not a Green Lantern anymore, so Sinestro recruits him, you know, kind of against his will. They don't really want to work together, but they know that it's totally necessary, and they take on the Sinestro Corps, which Sinestro himself formed. But when they attack his home planet of Korrigar, he's forced to turn against them, you know, his own Corps. It's pretty cool seeing. I always like seeing Sinestro and Hal Jordan team up, you know, kind of reluctantly. It's kind of interesting. And yeah, this is some of Jeff Johns' best work as well, just like Sinestro Corps War. Yeah. Great read, highly recommended. I know a lot of people don't like the New 52, but I think this is definitely one of the better stories from that era. Then, of course, there's another New 52 Green Lantern book, Lights Out. Actually, I haven't read this one yet, so for my full thoughts of this, stay tuned. Maybe I'll talk about it in another video. But looks pretty good. I'll check that shortly. All right, so that's it for books. Next, I'll look at cartoons. Alright, so yeah, the closest thing we had to a Green Lantern cartoon back in the day was these shorts that aired along with the New Adventures of Superman cartoon from the 60s, and also the Batman, the Adventures of Batman and the Adventures of Aquaman, yeah, that whole package, that whole syndicated program. Yeah, there was these shorts that aired along with them. There was a Hawkman cartoon, there was a Justice League cartoon, there was a Teen Titans cartoon, a Flash, an Atom, and of course a Green Lantern cartoon. There's only 3 episodes, but this is the closest thing we ever got to a solo Green Lantern cartoon back in the day, like I said. And of course he was also a huge part of Super Friends and the Justice League cartoon as part of the DC animated universe, even though that had the John Stewart Green Lantern, not the Hal Jordan one. I've already talked about those as part of my Batman and Superman videos, and I'll talk more about them in my Justice League collection video. I'm not going to dig them out yet again here, because I don't want to show them in every single DC superhero collection I have. But, I've talked about this before too, but yeah, that was the closest thing we had to a Green Lantern cartoon, until, right after the live-action movie came out, we did get Green Lantern, the animated series. It only had 1 season, which collected in these 2 volumes, and I really wish it would have continued, because it was a pretty good show. I guess due to the failure of the movie, there just wasn't enough interest in it, and it got canceled, which is really sad because it only had 1 season. But yeah, these 2 volumes collect the whole season. Yeah, we get to see plenty of, we get to see the Guardians of Oa, we get to see Kilowog, plenty of Green Lantern supporting characters, Carol Ferris, of course. Sinestro's only in 1 episode, and he was, back when he was a good guy, he was going to become a villain if the series continued, and it also was going to have the John Stewart Green Lantern and plenty of other characters. So yeah, it would have really been interesting to see what they would have done had it continued, but sadly it was, it was discontinued. It was canceled. But yeah, it's a pretty good show. And at first, I was kind of turned off by the computer-generated animation. I would have rather been traditional 2D hand-drawn animation like most of the other DC cartoons, like Batman the Animated Series and Superman and Justice League and all that. But yeah, still really good. Yeah, the early adventures of Hal Jordan is part of the Green Lantern Corps, and this is the only solo cartoon he ever had. I just wish that we could have seen more. Then when it comes to animated movies, of course we have Green Lantern First Flight, which is kind of an origin story for Hal Jordan. Yeah, it's got Evan Sur giving him the ring, and then of course Sinestro, who he trains with, and before he becomes like a Yellow Lantern. Yeah, Kilowog's there. Yeah, really good really good animated movie. I don't see this talked about quite as much as some of the others, but it's definitely worth checking out. I really, really enjoy it. Yeah, this tells this is everything the live action movie should have been. This tells the origin story much better, and uses the supporting characters a lot better as well. Yeah, Green Lantern First Flight. Jeff, check it out. It's a great animated movie. Then of course there's Emerald Knights, which I think is yeah, I think this is an anthology with 6 different Green Lantern stories that kind of interlock. But with different writers, including Jeff Johns, like I talked about, Alan Burnett, Dave Gibbons, plenty. This is part of the DC Universe animated original movies. And yeah, I really like this version of the Green Lantern. Yeah, Sinestro's in this one as well. Yeah, it's Hal Jordan, of course. It's cool they made a Sinestro core animated movie with, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner and all of them. That'd be great. Of course, Kilowog and Tomar Rhee and Selak and all them. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, great movie. I need to rewatch this. It's been a while. But from what I remember, it's very, very good. I highly recommend it. Pretty cool Green Lantern anthology movie. But yeah, definitely check both of these out if you're a Green Lantern fan. That's it for animated movies. All right, so last and certainly least, we have the 2011 live-action Green Lantern movie. All right, so I don't think this movie's downright terrible. It's not just totally god-awful. It's not on the level of like Batman and Robin or Catwoman or Fantastic or like any of that. It's just very, very mediocre. I think it's just kind of one great big mixed bag. I didn't like the way they did Parallax. They repeated the same mistake that Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer did with Galactus, who's just a giant crap cloud. That's what it looks like. But at least he did have a face and talked, but I isn't really a fan. I think Hector Hammond, played by Peter Sarsgaard, should have been the main villain and maybe the only villain. But yeah, it's an origin story. We see Hal Jordan, played by Ryan Reynolds, get the ring from a dying Abin Sur, and he's trained by Kilowog and Sinestro and Tomar Rhee, and Sinestro's a good guy this time. He doesn't. We get a hint that he might become evil later at the very end, but they never did make a sequel. And it was, I guess, due to this movie's failure that he wasn't in the Justice League movie. It really sucks. That's my main problem with that movie. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, overall, like I said, just a big mixed bag. Ryan Reynolds was great as Deadpool, which came later, but he was really miscast here. He didn't really feel like the Hal Jordan from the comics. It's a little bit too much of an origin story. It takes a little too long to get going, to get to the good stuff, and I don't know, he has to learn how to use his powers properly and stuff. It just takes too long. I was kind of more interested in Hector Hammond's story. I don't know, but even that was done kind of half-assed. Yeah, Carol Ferris is there. Overall, I don't really recommend this movie. It's not too good at all, unfortunately. Which is really a shame, because I really would have wanted to see a great live-action Green Lantern movie. And like I said, due to this movie's failure, is why he hasn't been part of the DC Extended Universe yet. There was a Green Lantern, which might have possibly been Yellen Gurr, in the Justice League movie. That was my main problem with those movies, is they didn't have a Green Lantern. Should have had Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart or somebody. Green Lantern's supposed to be a founding member of the Justice League. There's no reason why he should have been in it. This movie bombed. More reason to try again, But they are going to make a Green Lantern Corps movie as part of the DC Extended Universe soon, which I guess will have Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart and maybe even Guy Gardner and Kyle Rayner and just a whole bunch of them, And hopefully we'll see Kilowog and Tomar Rhee and Selak and maybe Sinestro. I'd like to see him as a villain. Mark Strong was great as Sinestro in this movie. I think he was the best part. And he also, of course, played Dr. Sivana in Shazam, and he was very good in that, too. He was probably the best character in the movie. I'd really like to see Mark Strong play Sinestro again. If they, even if they reboot it, I wouldn't mind seeing him again. But I guess if it's in the DC Extended Universe, he can't, since he's already playing Dr. Sivana, like I said. But yeah, overall, not a very good movie. Sadly. Yeah. Join the Corps. Yeah, looks like there's a advertisement for all kinds of Green Lantern trade paperback collected editions. Read the Green Lantern Saga, yeah. Oh yeah, and some action figures. But yeah, sadly the movie wasn't too good, and due to its failure, we didn't get a Green Lantern as the main part of the Justice League movie, and that good cartoon, which is much better than this, got canceled. But whatever. Hopefully the Green Lantern has a bright future when it comes to live action. Hopefully we will see a properly done movie someday. Alright guys, well that's it for my Green Lantern collection. Let me know what you think of this character and all his various supporting cast and story arcs and in the comments below. What are some of your favorite Green Lantern stories and characters? Thank you for watching the Horror, Metal, and Comics channel. I'm Hellhound. Until next time, later.